What's going on, guys? This is Miasin, and we just got a new archetype revealed from Duelist something Valiant Smashers. I think it might be the last one, because we also had the Angelica, Valmonica, something, whatever. The archetype that reminds me a little bit of Evil Twins. We got that and something else or something. Who cares? Whatever. This one is Centurion, and it's looking really interesting, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. Anyways, before this video starts, you already know the drill. Friendly reminder to smash the like and subscribe button, and now let's get right into it. Okay, so apparently Centurion is a term for a commander of a century, a military unit consisting of 100 legionnaires. I don't know what legionnaires is. I mean, I've heard the name, the word before, but yeah, very interesting. Anyways, Centurion Primera, level 4 light spellcaster tuner, effect 1600 attack and 1600 defense. Reminds me quite a lot of all the Ecclesia monsters out there. And as a matter of fact, because of the fact that it's a level 4, light spellcaster with equal attack and defense, it can be summoned with the graveyard effect of Despin Lulu Willith. Lulu Walilith, yeah, it's a really weird name. But yeah, this makes it so that Nadir Servant could potentially be good in this deck. Anyways, you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one Centurion card from your deck to your hand, except itself, but you can't summon, well, you can't special summon herself for the rest of the turn. I cannot complain. This is a Stratos for any card. On normal or special, absolutely remarkable. Second effect is a continuous effect, so your level 5 or higher Centurion monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects while this card is treated as a continuous trap, so I think you can already see where this is going. Third effect, during the main phase, while this card is treated as a continuous trap, you can special summon it. How are you getting this card in the spell and trap zone? Well, not even that, but how are you treating it as a continuous trap? Because just it being in the spell and trap zone might not be enough, because the Theron monsters, they will get back your monsters as equip cards, so it's not going to synergize really well with this, but don't worry because it's all going to make sense really soon. Anyways, Centurion Chudea, level 4 Dark Pyro. Alright, yo, mad respect to Konami for finally making the Pyro type good, because it was garbage for way too long, and now that they're giving us cards like Bonfire, just monsters being level 4 lower pyros actually makes sense, because you can actually search them now. So if this card is a starter, that's gonna be pretty nice. Anyways, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. During the main phase, you can place this card you control and one Centurion monster from her hand or deck except herself face up in your spell and trap zones as continuous traps, but you cannot special summon Chudea for the other turn. So that's how you're getting something like Primera on the spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. During the main phase, while this card is treated as a continuous trap, you can special summon it, then you can increase its level by 4. Ooh, level modulating, so you can get yourself a level 4 tuner, as well as either a level 4 non-tuner or a level 8 non-tuner. So you can make level 8 synchros, level 12 synchros. That's looking pretty good. So yeah, so far so good. I absolutely love both of the cards I just read. Centurion Emet 6, level 4, 8 Earth Machine. Jesus, what's wrong with me? 2,000 attack, 3,000 defense. So again, my first reflex when I saw Machine originally was, oh my gosh, Regulus is going to be so good with these cards, but maybe not. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your hand or grave, quick effect, you can target one Centurion monster you control except itself, place it face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap, and if you do, special summon this card. So this is only on your opponent's turn, so you can't just go like normal summon your Stratos, for example, and then you get hit by Valor, and then you chain this to like place it in the spell and trap zone, and then you still get your search. You can't do that, but it's not the end of the world because you can still do a lot of things on your opponent's turn, and this is going to be very relevant very soon. And again, during the main phase of this card is treated as a continuous trap, you can special summon. That's just incredible how every single card has like a built-in, almost like advanced Crystal Beast Ruby Carbonicle-esque effect, and that's why I really want to compare these cards, all of this whole archetype. It's really reminiscent of Crystal Beast in a way. You've got actual monsters that are just taking up so many slots in your back row, to the point where, really, honestly, you just feel like you're playing Crystal Beast 2.0. Anyways, Centurion Legate, level 12 light machine synchro. Holy crap, that's a big boy. 3,500 attack, 2,000 defense, generic, so hey, this might actually be good outside of Centurion. You can only use the first and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is special summon, you can draw one card. Then you can, if you want to, destroy the one face-up monster upon controls with the highest attack, your choice of tide. It doesn't target. I absolutely love this card. And also, this is on special summon, not necessarily synchro summon, so you can special summon this in the spell and trap zone as a continuous trap, and you can revive it back from the grave, and it will trigger its effect. Oh my god, this is crazy. You can get like consistent draws on your turn, on your opponent's turn, as well as interrupt your opponent if you can quick synchro this card on your opponent's turn. And you can, spoiler alert, so this is so good, and this can be good generically, and also, it's a level 12 synchro monster, so the first thing that I thought about when I, looked at this card was, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity is looking scary as hell now. Because now you're always drawing a card and you're summoning King Calamity on your opponent's turn with Crimson Dragon. So yeah, this is, I don't know, kind of terrifying. Anyways, we're not done yet, by the way. Your monsters with 2000 or less attack cannot be destroyed by battle. This goes well in tandem with the effect of this card right here, which protects your level 5 or higher Centurion monsters from being destroyed by card effects. So you can have a lot of protection, actually, on your cards. Anyways, by the way, if that wasn't enough, it actually has a third effect. During each end phase, you can place one non-synchron Centurion monster from your hand or grave face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. Yeah, okay, so that's actually extremely good because the longer it stays there on the field, the more resources you're accumulating for absolutely free by doing literally nothing, and you're snowballing advantage at the speed of light. Because you're always getting back cards from the grave, and of course, by getting back this card, it's going to be special summoning itself for free, and then you're going to be getting a search, which is nuts, like, what? And even this card is like a starter in a way, so like, the 2 level 4 monsters that we have are already good, the level 8 monster is also already good, like, it's free recursion back from the grave that you get to revive, and also it doesn't get banished when it leaves the field, so like, this deck has like an infinite grind game. Again, Crystal Beast 2.0. I absolutely freaking love every single card right here. This is just absolutely nuts. Actually, one thing that I wanted to say, it's during each end phase, so it's on your own end phase, on your opponent's end phase. So yeah, it's even faster. Alright, Stand Up Centurion, Field Spell. Ooh, if it can be like a search on activation, that would be nice. That's always the first thing that I think of. Yeah, if it's a starter, then Terraforming is also a one-card starter. Anyways, you can only use the second and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. Cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects while you control a Centurion monster card. Again, even in the spell and trap zone, your monster cards, your monsters are still monster cards. They don't stop becoming monster cards just because they're treated as continuous trap cards. Anyways, during your main phase, if this card was activated this turn, you can send one card from your hand to the grave, place one Centurion monster from your deck face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. Now, you're dodging Ash and Droll with this effect, which is really unique. So you do go neg 1 by having to send a card from your hand to the grave, but if you can actually take advantage of that and not really feel like you're getting ripped off for a card that you're getting in your spell and trap zone, then it doesn't really matter too much. Now, you do have to send a card from the hand to the grave as a cost, so you're not discarding, which means that you're not triggering a couple effects like the danger monsters, but you can send like the Ishizu monsters, for example, and get a little bit of value back. And by the way, this is one of those field spells that is actually like searchable in its archetype, because the Tier Laments field spell, Perlerino is not a Tier Laments card, so it's only searchable by Trivi Karma because it has like Visa Starfrost in the card text, and it's also searchable by Visa Zamritara, but it's not searchable by like Kid Kalos, for example. Well, I mean, it wasn't back in the days. Same thing with the Kashtira field spell. It's not searchable by Unicorn. But this, on the other hand, is searchable by the very first card. So again, you can actually find a way to always take advantage of the cards that want to be in the graveyard just by sending them, and then you're getting even more value, which is always something that we're going to be saying yes to. We're not done yet. If a monster is special summoned, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, synchro summon using materials you control, including a Centurion monster. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, this is straight up just insanity. Like, this is straight up ridiculous. Like, you can synchro summon on your opponent's turn, which opens up the door to, like, billions of possibilities, because it's so easy to get back your monsters again. You always have a play, it feels like. In your graveyard, you can revive them back indirectly because you're getting them back from the grave into the spell and trap zone, into, special summoning them. And yeah, you can synchro summon using your tuner. That is, again, always going to have... It's always going to be in your hand or something. Or, I mean, you're going to have to try to always have access to this card because it's a starter. It's not like a bad card. Nothing else actually is a tuner, though. And you have to use at least one Centurion monster, but it doesn't have to be only Centurion monsters. So you can even, be crafty and summon things like Trishula using like an odd level monster. So yeah, you can synchro summon for the second level 12 synchro monster like Crimson Dragon on your opponent's turn, and then go into King Calamity as well. Or you can summon this on your opponent's turn and also destroy a monster while you're at it on top of drawing a card, and then King Calamity your opponent. So that's, again, I can't believe that there's no way Crimson Dragon is going to stay legal when these cards are going to come out, or at least King Calamity is going to get banned. One of the two. But yeah, if we have like all those cards in at our disposal when this archetype comes in the TCG, we're in for a rough ride, honestly. This is going to be absolutely violent, and again, we don't have Max C, so even worse. And even if we had Max C, this deck doesn't look like it has to special summon that much on one turn, because it can also play a lot on the opponent's turn. And by the way, this is only the first wave of support, and it's already this good. Like, every single card, no exception, that I'm reading is incredible. Anyways, this is a quick play spell, Faith of Centurion. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn. Place one Centurion monster from your hand or grave face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. Alright. It's a semi-monstery board. If a Centurion Synchro monster is special summoned to your field while this card is in your grave, you can banish this card. Then target one Centurion monster in your grave, place it face up in your spell and trap zone as a continuous trap. Okay, so it's literally the exact same effect as the first one, but you can actually use both effects in the same turn. So that's actually not too bad. And yeah, I guess this is a way to take advantage of the fact that you have to discard a card, or rather send a card from the hand to the grave in order to use the effect of the field spell, because you can get it back and then special summon it, so it's not too bad. So yeah, actually that's yeah, it's a cool card, honestly. I'll take that. Anyways, Centurion Phalanx, normal trap card. This one is not the same. You can only use one of the two effects per turn, and only once that turn. I hate when they do that. You can target one face-up monster card on the field, so even, again, a continuous trap card. Banish it, and if you do, special summon it to its owner's field during the standby phase of the next turn. That's actually hilarious. But this time, it actually works in tandem with Regulus, too. You can go Regulus, equip back your Machine Synchro, and then banish it, even though it's not a continuous trap, because at least it's a monster card in the spell and trap zone, and then you get it back, and you're also going to be triggering its effect to draw a card and pop a monster your opponent controls. So this is already not too bad. You can banish this card from your grave, then target one Centurion Synchro monster in your grave, special summon it, and if you do, it loses 1500 attack. This is almost like a good thing, the fact that it loses a 1500 attack, because then it's going to be downgraded to 2k, which means that it won't be destructible by battle anymore. So if it has 2000 attack, and if you have this in the spell and trap zone, your Synchro monster is going to be indestructible by battle and by card effects. That's actually really freaking cool. There are already so many insane intricacies with this deck already. Anyways, we have one final card, Truth Centurion. Counter trap. You can only activate one card with this card's name per turn, and I think I can already see where this is going. When a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, send one face-up monster card from your spell and trap zone to the grave, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Like, this is generic. Everybody and their mother can play this card almost. Like, Crystal Beast can play it. Again, any Therion-based strategy can play it. Decks that play Borrel Savage Dragon can play it, because we're getting back a Link monster in the spell and trap zone. Snake Eye can play it, actually. Diabell Star, maybe. Hold on a second. Well, Snake Eye is basically the same, right? Yeah, you're always getting cards in the. Yeah, okay, so it's really nice, actually. Yeah, Konami's really inspired to push, you know, more creative ways of playing with your monsters by treating them as things like continuous spells for Crystal Beast or continuous trap cards for this deck. I think Vision Hero was the first deck to, you know, have some monsters that were treated as continuous trap when they were putting themselves in the spell and trap zone. But this is actually pushing it to a further level, and honestly, way better. This is the very first archetype to do it cohesively and in the proper way. Honestly, I really like it. By the way, when you have monsters that are continuous trap cards, you can still use Magic Planter, so you can trade them off for 2 draws, and this is not once per turn, so you can actually abuse this and draw a bunch of cards in your deck. That's actually really freaking cool. So, yeah, you got a lot of draw power already. You got Gravity Collapse if you want to summon some Synchro monsters. Obviously, there's just so many other cool strategies that you can, just cool cards that you can incorporate to this strategy. But yeah, like you already have a Solemn Judgment, and again, this is the very first wave of support for Centurion. So far, so absolutely fantastic, and again, it's just a matter of time before we're going to be getting even more cards, but I really want to mess around with these cards because every single card that I'm reading is impressive. And by the way, everything outside of these two monsters have a different types, so you can play There Can Only Be One, but you do lose to Gozen Match because they also have a different attribute. So yeah, you gotta be aware of that, and even your own There Can Only Be One can kind of hurt you if you rely on using this card to summon this card because they're both machines, but you can still summon some other kind of monsters, so it's really not the end of the world. So yeah, it's a deck that can draw a lot, have a lot of recursion, has a lot of one-card starters because you have this, you have a Stratos. Is this card searchable by anything? Maybe. Well, I mean, again, you have Nadir's Servant, so you can send Dispin Lulu Walilith, and then summon this on the end phase, and do some cool things. And I mean, you can still get to search, so it's not like you're done. And I don't think you're really going to be spamming the extra deck too much, so Nadir's Servant looks like it's pretty free in this deck. But yeah, anyways, that's it for this video, but I, again, really love these cards. Please let me know your thoughts about Centurion in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.